Hey everybody, so I'm back with another video today. I'm going to be taking you through all 30 MLB teams. I'm just going to give you my general thoughts and how I feel about them, man. Honestly, I remember making one for NFL. I do remember doing NBA, but I do not remember doing MLB, which is kind of odd. But I'll just take you through the list and, we'll just see how it goes, man. But let's get on to it, man. Starting off with the Seattle Mariners. To be honest with you, the Mariners are a cool team. I think we played them actually in the next series after this series against the Pirates. We're going for the sweep tomorrow, but I actually like the Mariners, but that was mainly because they had a lot of our guys on the same team at once. I mean, Winker was there, Castillo was there at the same time, that is. But right, I really don't have a strong opinion towards them. I'm just gonna put them in neutral. Simple as that. There's gonna be a lot of teams in neutral, by the way, so I apologize. But anyway, the Yankees. If you gave me a choice between the Boston Red Sox rivalry with the New York Yankees, if you gave me a side between those two, I'm picking the Yankees all day, every day of the week. I'm putting them in light, by the way, because I do respect them, respect their history. Yeah, their fans are a little obnoxious, but 27 titles, which is like what, 18? No, I apologize. It's 16 more than the next team, obviously being the Cardinals with 11. You can kind of understand it, but again, they haven't. I mean, they obviously made the World Series last year, but they didn't win it. But they haven't won one since 2009. So I guess their argument is kind of dying out right now. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, they're a team I respect. But anyway, the Tampa Bay Rays. One reason I like the Rays is because they're a small market team and they make it work with less. They do a lot more with less. They're like the Guardians in a way. They just do a lot more with less. Honestly, I respect that about the Rays, and they're just a well-run organization for a small market team that just doesn't have a lot of success in their franchise history, but still a good team. The Blue Jays. I do kind of like the Blue Jays stadium. Doesn't mean I like the team though, but I don't dislike them either. Honestly, they're a neutral team to me. The Marlins. The only thing that bothers me about the Marlins is how much their stadium is just empty all the time, which I just don't understand. They don't have a bad ballpark or anything. It's not like it's the Coliseum or whatever, but it's like I don't know, man. I don't know why the Marlins fans just don't fill it up. But as far as the team, man, I really don't care about them. They're okay. Next up, a team that I just absolutely despise, obviously as a Reds fan, and they're actually my least favorite team. Straight up, I can't say that there's any other team that I would put in this category because I don't know, they're just far and away my least favorite team. I mean, I hate some other teams on this list I'll get into, but as far as least favorite, they're in their own category, man. Next up, Houston Astros. Uh, I really don't mind the Astros, honestly. I mean, like, my venom of hatred towards them when it first came out was like, oh my God, vicious. But, they've obviously gone on, they've won another World Series, and also just like, you kind of realize that they're not the only ones that do this. There's a lot of things that go on, and honestly, like, yeah, it was bad what they did, but I feel like they kind of redeemed themselves, and, you know, not really much for me to say about other than like they're just a neutral team to me at this point. I mean, yeah, they were in the NL Central, so obviously a former Reds rival, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect me. Next up, the Braves. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not a big fan of the Braves. I don't like how the fans do the chopping thing, and honestly, I kind of respect them. Like I respected that 2021 team. I really liked Freddie Freeman. Obviously, he's in LA now, but um, I don't know, man. It's a little bit. It's hard for me to like. Their fans are a little dicey, and honestly, I think that just rubs a little bit on the team. But again, I don't hate them. Like I, I, I would say they're. I do not like for me, like to be honest, like don't I don't hate them as much as like some other teams I'll get into. I don't even hate them at all, to be honest. I just not a big fan of them. Anyway, next up we got the Baltimore Orioles. Honestly, I like the Orioles. I like they're kind of remind me of the Reds a little bit. Just a very historically a really good team. I mean, they've got three World Series, I believe, but right as of recently, they've just not been very good. But they've obviously been in the playoffs more recently than we have 2 years ago, I believe. So hopefully the Reds can kind of follow what they're doing. Even though the Orioles are kind of off to a slumpy start right now, but yeah. Next up, we got the Cleveland Guardians. Honestly, I like them too. They're obviously being look. I hate the Browns to be honest. Obviously, I'm a Cavs fan, but I hate the Browns. Guardians, I like. I mean, I root for them occasionally as well. I mean, I have nothing against the team at all. Like they're honestly a team I really like. They'd probably be my AL team if I had to pick an AL team. I'd pick the Guardians. But anyway, let's move on. Next up, the Rockies. I could not give a damn about them. Like oh no, sorry, I apologize. They're neutral. They're completely neutral to me. Um, what I'm gonna do because I don't hate the Braves or I don't like dislike the Braves um like that. So I'm just gonna put not a fan. I'm gonna make a. I apologize. This is gonna be neutral, and then this is gonna be not a fan. I think that's probably my my best categorization of the Braves. Yeah, there we go. Moving on. Next up, the Detroit Tigers. I really, I don't mind them at all. They're a team that I would like to see do well, but at the end of the day, I don't lose sleep over them winning or losing. But next up, Kansas City Royals. I like the Royals, man. They honestly again, they're a small market team, but they figure it out. You know, they won a World Series obviously a decade ago, and they're obviously a good team now. They have a chance to. I honestly had them going to the World Series. It's kind of like a, I guess you want to call it a surprise team. Maybe I had Kansas City making the World Series, but I still think they have a chance. And obviously having Jonathan India there, and obviously we got Brady Singer in the trade, but I do like to root for India. I mean, that's just how it is. But I always like the Royals. They're always been another candidate for my AL team if I had to pick. Next up, the Brewers. I really don't like the Brewers, man. I'm sorry. I have to put them in just do not like straight up. They're not a team that I just don't mess with the Brewers. They're a division rival and they just always beat us and that just pisses me off, especially recently. I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan. Like obviously, they're a division rival. I don't hate them, I guess, but like there's teams I guess in this division I would pull for the Brewers to beat, but I don't like them. I mean, I just don't, man. Next up, the Los Angeles Angels. I'm not a fan of the Angels to be honest, man. One, they've wasted Trout. They've they wasted a couple of years of Otani, but their fans. I've not had good interactions with Angels fans. They're not a bad like they're not that bad like in terms of like franchise. Like I have no ill will towards them, but I'm not a huge fan of them. But it is what it is. Excuse me. Next up, the Athletics. Again, I have really no bad feelings about them at all. Next up, the Phillies. I got a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like them simply because obviously they're a pretty likable team, but they have two of my favorite players in the league. I do like Nick Castellanos still, and I do like Kyle Schwarber. He's obviously a former Cub who actually killed us, but obviously he's a pretty likable player. He's obviously from Middletown, so I respect him. And obviously Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, those are all my guys. I mean, I appreciate good baseball players. So obviously they're guys that I obviously grew up watching. So I mess with those guys. Next up, the Pirates. Man, I don't like the Pirates either. They're a division rival. Obviously, you're a division rival. You're automatically in the bottom two categories. Obviously, they they don't we don't exactly like play them so well to be honest. Like I know we've won the first two games of this series and have a chance to sweep them tomorrow, but I don't know. We don't play very well against the Pirates in recent years, and obviously we have a heated history with the Pirates. It's kind of not projected as that because of how mediocre both these teams have been over the last like handful of decades, I guess. But I mean, to be honest with you, it's just like they're a Pittsburgh team. I don't mess with Pittsburgh team. I mean, particularly the Steelers and Pirates. I don't really care about hockey and the Penguins, but like yeah, the Pirates. I don't like the Pirates at all. Yeah, they're a division rival. That's plain and simple. Next up, the Padres. Again, I don't really like the Padres that much. They're, I mean, like, no, you know what? Yeah, they're neutral with me. I think it's mostly their fans. Their fans are a little bit annoying, but the team itself, I really don't mind rooting for. Like, I actually kind of wanted to see them win it last year, but I also didn't mind LA winning it. Next up, the Rangers. again, I really don't know about them. They beat us freaking in the series a couple series ago when I think we lost back games 1-0, and they were the culprit of two of them. So, but yeah, for the team itself, I really don't have a problem with. Next up, the Boston Red Sox. Can I be honest with you, man? I don't like the Red Sox. I think it might be the Boston thing, and just like I just don't like the Red Sox. I mean, I kind of respect their history. I mean, I like Big Poppy. I always like was a Shane Victorino in terms of but that's going back a long time ago. Mike Napoli, he was a an interesting personality that I kind of like rooting for, but um, I do have them to thank for two things. Obviously, them beating St. Louis in the World Series twice, 2004, I believe, yeah, and then 2013. Like they've helped us, kind of, I guess, slowed down the Cardinals at least a little bit of capturing freaking what? They've won two World Series in my lifetime, so they would have had four World Series. So respect to you, Boston. I just don't like them. Just like I don't like the Celtics at all. They're probably my least favorite Boston team. I actually don't mind the Patriots. And the Red Sox, though, I'm not a big fan. Next up, the Giants. They've hurt us a couple times, 2012 NLDS. Uh, but honestly, I really don't care about them. They're okay. I kind of rooted for them in the World Series against Kansas City. I remember I was just like, I rock with the team. And I stuck with the Giants, to be honest, throughout that entire series. That was a fun series, too. So, next up, the Dodgers. I'm neutral with them. They're okay. They're honestly, like, people can complain about them spending money and whatnot. Like, I'm not one of those guys. Obviously, it could be because the Reds have just not been a threat in the playoffs or anything, but I really don't mind the Dodgers. I mean, they're playing within the rules. It's not like they're doing anything like totally out of order. I mean, Shohei Ohtani's contract rescheduling that needs to be studied, but overall, I mean, they're a pretty respectable franchise. So, next up, the D-backs. They're whatever to me as well. I really don't have a problem with them. I'll put them in neutral. Next up, the New York Mets. Mm, the Reds and Mets do kind of have a history going back to the 70s, but I really don't. I mean, obviously, recently it hasn't really been even a rivalry. So, I mean, I guarantee you, if I lived in the 70s, it'd probably be in dislike or hate. But uh, I guess in this case, I do not like because do not like consists of hate and dislike, I guess. But yeah, we're moving on. Next up, the Chicago White Sox. I kind of like the White Sox. They are an atrocious franchise, or I guess team, not franchise. Obviously they won a World Series about what 2 decades ago. That's like their recent. But outside of that World Series 20 years ago, they've not had like a tremendous amount of success like in a long time. But they're not a bad team to root for. I mean, they're a pretty likable team, honestly. And honestly, like them being on the south, they're what are they? The south side of Chicago. So we can bond over our hatred for the Cubs because I don't like the Cubs at all, and they're on this list coming up. I'll get into them in a minute, but I think White Sox fans and us can kind of bond over our hatred for Chicago. The Cubs, that is. Obviously, they play in Chicago. But next up, the Minnesota Twins. Really don't have a problem with them either. The Twins, I mean, they don't really have a lot of history with the Twins, to be honest. We play them, once every like 3, 4 years. So next up, the Chicago Cubs. Just spoke of them. They are definitely in do not like. Again, they're probably second to the Cardinals in terms of like what team I hate the most. I'll tell you about the Cubs. They are the most toxic fan base I've ever seen. Obviously, it's died down, but that's only because the Cubs' play has kind of died down over the last few years. They will never let go of 2016. Like I get it. You won a championship, won a World Series for the first time in what 108 years. So yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. But how much they just milk that when like how many players on that roster are on this team currently? Like it's a completely different core. You might have like what one or two guys on that team. I mean, Baez is gone. That woman beater Addison Russell's gone. Rizzo's in New York. Like what's it called? Chris Bryant. He's in Colorado. Like, or I apologize. I don't know why that's. I honestly like. I don't understand. They just cling to that. Like, I get it. You're gonna milk like a what? You're gonna milk like the World Series for like another hundred and what? It's been 8 years since y'all won it. So 8, 9 years. What are you gonna do? Milk it for another like 99, 100 years? Like, I apologize for going in on the Cubs this much, but they deserve it. So I guess I'm not really apologizing. But yeah, the Cubs fans, like they will milk that ring until like, and they thought they were going to be a dynasty after, which is hilarious. That's funny. One title, and yeah, you're a dynasty. Whatever. Anyway, next up, the Washington Nationals. I could not give a crap about our nation's capital team. I cannot say our nation's capital. I said our nation's capital baseball team because they're cool. They're whatever. I really have no ill will towards them. I do like Steven Strasburg. I guess like when he was there, like it's just that's all I can really say about my history with the Nationals. Um, Obviously they we've seen we've seen them what like we have a pretty good history against them. Obviously you know they've taken it to us. I think 2 years ago they swept us at home. But there's not like a playoff matchup or anything that stands out. There's not like anything, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, that's just nothing really stands out about the Nationals except Steven Strasburg. Big fan of him. And lastly, we got my Cincinnati Reds, the five-time World Series champion, nine-time NL champions. That's the only thing I can hang on to because we freaking suck for the last like 30 years. But it's okay. I still love this team. And you guys have a great one. This is my list. Anything here surprise you? I'm not really sure. Enjoy it. Do what you want with it. I guess if there's any questions you have about the list, why is this team in this category? Let me know. You guys have a great one. Go Reds.